Yo, what is up, guys? It's Bankrupt Dope back with another video. And today we're just gonna talk because we're always talking, honestly. I'm just gonna keep it a band. I just love talking to y'all. But so I was sitting here looking. I was just sitting here. I decided to use my brain a little bit, and I'm like, all right. I clicked Nedry and blah blah blah. Long story short, they're like, oh yeah, Nedry the big three comes back, and then I'm sitting here like, the big three. Who is the big three? Once again, I have not finished my hero. So if you're wondering, like, I should know this, but I didn't. So I'm like, okay. So I looked it up. I see that Tamaki is part of the big three, and Najee is part of the big three. And can you guess who the last one is? Well, you already knew who the last one was. It's Mirio. So I'm sitting here like, yo, that means, I'm assuming. I am assuming here. Obviously, this is all speculation. So before you even go too crazy, everything I'm saying, I'm just assuming. This is headcanon, and I'm just guessing. But I'm going to assume, I think it's a safe assumption, that the next character that we're going to get in this game is going to be Mirio. Like, it makes sense, doesn't it? Like, it makes sense that he comes out and ends like he wraps up the big three celebration. Now, personally, I think they should have just dropped him right after Tamaki. I think that would have, I guess, increased the longevity of the celebration, would have made it feel a little bit more impactful, or dropped them together. They could have done something like that. They could have done a lot of things instead of just doing what they just did, with just dropping Tamaki, taking this break, dropping Nejire again, and then back to him. I think that was a very bad way of doing it. But nevertheless, I'm going to assume that he's the next one coming. Now, I could be wrong, but like I said, it's an assumption. I assume he's coming to the game. I think he'd be a good addition. It'll wrap up the big three, and he's just another character for the players. And I heard somebody already commented before saying that they would have preferred that he would have came out as a celebration character rather than Tamaki. But once again, I don't understand the way they do things over there at the studio. But for that reason, they thought Tamaki was the one. I don't think they thought he was an anniversary character. I think that he was already planned, and then they said, oh yeah, the anniversary started. And it was just like, okay, anniversary started, and he's also happens to be dropping. I don't think he was an anniversary character. I don't think they even thought about an anniversary banner. Besides, the light and dark thing, which I find that crazy. That's the anniversary banner, but you didn't drop any new units on the banner. So but that's Dokkan Battle talking. Dokkan Battle tends to drop a whole bunch of hype characters, plus two new hype characters as well. So a whole bunch of old characters that people will want, and then two new characters. That's what they tend to do. In this game, they just drop all the big characters that they've been releasing for the past, forever, because they don't drop anything new. They drop that on a whole other banner with different tickets, and then they drop one new character who wasn't hype. And that's the problem that's the biggest problem, that it wasn't hype. So I'm gonna assume that Mirio is the next one to get a card, to be playable in the game. It makes sense. I was very confused why he just had a support card in the first place and not a character. But in my opinion, I think they need to start dropping these characters every 2 months. If they want this game to thrive, I think they have to start dropping characters every 2 months. They can't keep taking these 3, 4, 5 month gaps in between characters. Because I know they're just trying to milk it. They're trying to keep the game alive by doing the least amount of work possible, and I'm not with it. But Muscular, they can drop as a character to play as. Yes, I get it. Muscular is not the craziest, but he can be an A, B, or A or B character just to give us some longevity, give us somebody to play as. Yes, he's a villain, but it still be somebody to play as. Kurogiri, obviously, he can be a character to play. All of these people, all for one. I forgot this guy's name. Mr. Compress. Even Nomu could be a character, for crying out loud. Don't know this guy's name, but he could be a character. Let's just keep scrolling. Who else could they do? They could drop other forms of the characters. They can drop you know how the story progressed. Like we have them at the very beginning, and then as they get later on, they get better. They can drop other forms of Midori, other forms of Baku, other forms of Todoroki. They can do that as well with different combos, different abilities. Like I think it's very comical how long we have to wait for characters in this game. Like it's a little ridiculous. They can drop Kamui Woods if they really wanted to. They can drop Brilliant, like not Brilliant, I call her Brilliant, Mount Lady, jeez. They can drop her. Who else do we have in here? Toga. She can be dropped in the game as well. You can even drop Brody. I was surprised that she was just a support card, but it is what it is. Barrows can be a playable character. I think anyone can be a playable character if they want them to be a playable character. You know what I mean? Jiro. Like all these characters, they can range from A to B. They don't even have to be S characters. They can just be characters in the game. And then I'm pretty sure there's a lot more of the cast that I just named the people that I saw there. So yeah, I'm assuming Mirio's on the way after Nejire. I'm gonna hope that she's on the way after that. That's all I can do is hope. Let me know who you think is coming up next. I think that's a safe bet, but let me know who y'all think is coming up next. If anybody's coming up next. But that's really it for the video. I'm not gonna make it any longer than this. Short, just a quick who I think is coming in the game. So, thank you for watching if you watched. I appreciate y'all. Like always, go ahead and drop a like, comment something down below. Didn't mean to do that. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see y'all later. Peace.